Good day everyone, welcome to my channel again. Well, just gonna share with you some stuff that I was being challenged. In fact, one of my friends was actually challenging me, saying that, hey, what cheapest case can you get that looks like Fracture Design Mystify and of course the Fantex P400A, where they have the front mesh at the front. So looking around on the net itself, right, looking for a budget case, so I was actually looking around Metal Gear. So this is actually what I saw, but it's not cheap. Can't find in Singapore. If you were to actually do it overseas, right, ship overseas, right, it's going to be very expensive. So end up, I was actually searching again and I found this. This is actually from, I think it's actually Abkoncore. It's actually a Korean company that does all the cases, and this got hold of my attention. If you saw earlier on, okay, which is actually the Cronos 650. So as I was actually looking through it, right, it's actually a mid-tower case. So some of the cases here are actually pretty interesting. They looks like, you know, Cooler Master. Some look like Fracture Design, and I was actually looking for this. So having to say this, right, looking at the specs and going through all the, the interior, exterior, it looks pretty good. But the only thing is that this is actually not tempered glass. This is actually acrylic. So I was actually clicking where to buy, or should I say, I just click on the buy now. So it took me to this page. I was saying that, wow, £42. It was like $70 over, Sing dollars, plus shipping. Probably it will cost about $100 over, or maybe $90 over. And I was thinking that, could it be cheaper? So I did another search on Q10. Then I was like, wow, $114. This is not budget. So as I was actually looking from Lazada, Carousel, everywhere, okay, based in Singapore, I found this. This is from Shopee. And exact place, exact description, everything is the same. So I was thinking, okay, probably take the risk. Okay, while looking at it, right, I saw that it's actually $56. Okay, almost about $57. And it happened that there is a sales last month, so I took the sales, which is actually a $10 off from whatever you purchase on Shopee itself, plus the coins that I've done, right. And this case itself, right, I bought it at about $45 plus, which is Sing dollars, $45. Then free shipping. Okay, I just purchased it. And as you can see, right, one sold. Well, this is actually me. So they have 3 pieces left. Now I'm just going to dive into the case itself. I am shocked. Though it's budget, but pretty good. Pretty thoughtful case. Let's get to it. Okay, looking at this budget case here, this is actually at an angle. Now it does have the characteristics of a Fantex P400, where you have the front mesh or the Fracture Design Mystify. So yeah, there are some cases that has actually the front mesh, okay, and this does not come with tempered glass. This is actually acrylic, and there are 4 thumb screws, okay, as you can see here, that holds this acrylic on the casing itself. Now, moving from the top itself, right, it does give you 2 USB port and headset, or should I say your earpiece, the microphone jack, power button, reset switch, LED indicators for power and hard disk, and of course the USB 3 connector. And it comes with a very nice mesh cover for the top fans. So if you're actually doing intake, right, as in like intake air, this will be very useful. It will filter off the dust. But if you are going to do the other way around, which is actually exhaust the hot air from the casing itself, right, then you wouldn't need this mesh at all. In fact, this will be a blockage to prevent hot air coming out from the case. Okay, this is actually the front. This is the mesh, where he has a neat logo over here. It's actually Abkoncore. Okay, now I'm just going to take off the mesh for you in a minute. But before I do so, just to let you guys see that it's very spacious. Okay, And this is actually provided, the 140mm fan. Then this strap itself is actually covered, so you won't be able to see your PSU label. And it does include two 120mm placement for your fans if you intend to actually grab air from beneath. But I don't think this is actually of any good use because the PSU might just block the ventilation valve itself. Now, looking at inside, right? Okay, let me just adjust this. As you can see that there are routes over here. This is for the EPS connector. And this, if you have additional fans over here, you can actually just route from behind and through here to the motherboard. Or maybe you can just connect directly and hide the cables. Okay, a very big cutout. Okay, I'm just going to show you later on at the back. Okay, looking at the cables itself, right, what does it provide? As mentioned on the top itself, I've actually shown you all the functions. So this is actually the, I should say the igniter for the power switch, the reset switch, the power LEDs, and the hard disk LEDs. And it does come with two USB 2, okay, to be connected to your motherboard, and of course the USB 3. Okay, kindly take note of the clearance here if you intend to put radiators. Okay, this thing allows you to put 360, 280, and also 240 radiators. Okay, so just going to show you the measurement here. Now, from here to here, right, it's about 650 mm, or should I say 6.5 cm clearance. So if you intend to actually put the radiator, right, just make sure that you have enough clearance. So take note on this. Now, besides this, right, just to show you the measurements, let me just pull this to 360. From top to bottom, right, okay, this is going to be a bit noisy. Okay, let me just fit here. Okay, from the bottom, okay, all the way up. Now, let me just turn this. Okay, not an issue. You can actually place a 360 millimeter radiator. Okay, moving on the top itself. Now, this top, right, this top section here, okay, enable you to actually put 220mm fans and 240mm fans. If you want to put radiator, right, I would advise you only to put 120 or should I say 240mm radiators and not 280. Okay, because it doesn't fit. If you were to fit a 280 mm radiator, right, you might have some clearance issue with the motherboard itself. Okay, touching the motherboard. So do take note. Then at the back itself over here, okay, let me just, okay, this enable you to put a 140mm fan. If you don't like it, you can put 120mm fan. It's all up to you. Now, for those of you who actually want to plug those beefy graphic cards, right, do take note that the clearance from here to here, right, it's about 325mm. Okay, as you can see that I've actually done the gauge over here, so you can see. So the clearance is about, the clearance is about 335, in fact 320, around there. So do take note. Okay. Okay, moving to the back itself, let me just turn this around. Okay, looking at the back. In fact, this is actually how you look like. 7 expansion slots. Okay, the PSU cutout. Okay, these are the accessories which I'm going to go through with you later. Okay, there are vents over here. Then the PCI slot, right, in fact, it's actually locked by these two mechanisms here. So you can just take out, see? It just locks. Pretty neat feature. I mean, it's cheap, but it does pack with features. Okay, and the neat thing about the fan itself, right, if you do take a closer look here, right, there are some grooving over here for the allocated screw points. So when you fit your fan, right, in fact, I feel that this is actually well thought, that you can actually screw the fans and without worrying that, you know, will the fan drop off. So if you were to actually screw a screw onto one section of the fan itself, right, then it will just stay there, and the rest will be easily guided. Okay, and of course you can actually shift the fan up or down. Okay, now moving to the back. Now this is actually just a plain back panel itself, and this I should say is held by 2 thumb screws. Okay, the thumb screws. Now I can just slide off the board itself. It's very easy. But I should say that this board itself, right, is pretty flexible. I should say, if you were to see, right, it's kind of flex. So, okay, wobbly. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this one side. Now the back itself, right, it's quite amazing, I should say, that it does have clearance. Okay, over here you can actually just hide your cables over here. Though the clearance over here, right, okay, let me just show you. Though the clearance over here is not much, but it's enough for you to actually route cables and to hide them underneath. Okay, over here. And of course, from the front, right, your SATA cables, etc, etc. Your SATA cable, your 24-pin power cables, and lots more. You can actually, you know, hide them or place them nicely. And of course, this is actually a hard disk cage. Now, the hard disk cage itself, right, it's very unique. It's just by one punch and it's coming out. Okay, 2 3.5, or you can actually put some SSD cable, SSD hard disk, up to you. Now, this cage itself, right, is good. I love cages that can be removed off from the case. I've tested it. You can remove this off. Right, now besides this, right, you can see these 2 vents over here. Now you can actually leave it as a vent, or you can actually place your SSDs over here. Okay, already remove off the mesh itself, as you can see, right. Okay, if I'm gonna do this, see, you can actually see through. So what's behind the mesh? Okay, you can see that it's this way. Okay, I'm just gonna zoom closer. This is the quality of it. And of course, you can actually put mesh, you can actually get additional mesh like this. Okay, maybe you can actually just get a mesh to actually cover up the front, so that when you do the intake of air, right, it will just filter out all the dust. You can just remove this, and then wash this. Okay, it's pretty cheap for this. In fact, it's about $4 to $5 per piece, Singapore dollars. Alright. So yeah, speaking of which, right, the front here, right, as you can see, how come there are this kind of stuff over here? Well, you can actually pull them off. Okay, as you can see, right, the knot over here, you can actually just take it off, giving more airflow. Not a problem. And I wouldn't advise you to actually remove this. Okay, just remove this to give more airflow. In fact, I believe this case is actually indent for another unit that has another front kind of a design, whereby you can actually put the 5.25-inch DVD-ROM. But of course, right now we don't use that. So, advisable to actually remove this if you intend to put 3 120mm fans or 360 radiator. You'll be advisable to actually just peel this off. Okay, looking at the bottom itself, right, there is a mesh to actually block the dust to your PSU. And this is actually not a cheap kind of mesh. It's a solid plastic, okay? It's sturdy. And you can just slot it back, okay? And it just clips into place. That's it. It doesn't move. Now, coming to the accessories itself, this is actually provided. So what's inside the package? Okay, a very general, I should say, menu. It tells you what you have, etc. and what are the screw points. Oh, this is the one that I'm actually talking about, whereby the case itself, right, doesn't indicate, you know, is it an ATX for the standoff, or is it the ITX or the M-ATX? So you got to refer to this menu itself. Okay, so these are all the readings. So take note, as I mentioned, you can only fit the ATX, M-ATX, ITX. That's it. Okay. Now, as coming in the package, right, I was quite shocked to actually see quite a number of things that some of the case providers, right, they might not provide this stuff. Okay, additional expansion slot enclosure, I call it. Okay, so that if let's say you were to peel off, because this case, right, at the back itself, you would just peel off the PCI brackets. So if you don't have a bracket, right, you will leave a hole. So they are very thoughtful to actually include 4 for you, so you can actually use it. Now, some zip ties. Let's see. Okay, this is not. Okay, 5 zip ties. Okay, to do your cable management. Now, coming over here. Now, this is actually not used by a lot of case manufacturer, but it's actually a good feature whereby if you can't boot the system itself, right, they give you beep signal. So I still prefer to actually use this. In fact, most of my cases have this. Okay, to indicate that, oh, maybe BIOS not booting out, etc, etc. So probably I'm actually an old timer on all those BIOS stuff. That's why I need this. Okay, now besides that, right, they give, okay, this is something which I don't see, right? Radiators, screw fans, or should I say screws for the fans on the radiator. They give you a total of 8. Okay, I'm just gonna separate here. Yep, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, they give you 8. Okay, doing this one side. Now, of course, there are a lot of mixture of screws that I'm not going to go through every one of them. Just to let you know that you have ample standoff, motherboard standoffs. Okay, there are some actually on the case itself, so these are the additional ones. Okay, and plenty of other screws for you to actually connect to your, or should I say, to hold your SSDs and etc. Okay. Right, and these are the washers for the motherboard, in between the screws and the motherboard. Okay, give you 6. Alright, now I'm just going to shift this off. Now, this is something which I am amazed. Okay, as you know that the casing itself, right, the top of the case, you have all these slots, right? They do provide covers. Okay, 3 USB cover, okay, 2 for the USB 2, 1 for the USB 3. And another thing is that they do provide you with the, as you know, there's a mic jack and, or should I say mic socket and the headset socket. There are 2 holes, right? You can actually plug this in if you don't use, and this will prevent dust. So overall, I should say, very well thought of. I should say that, you know, though it's actually a cheap case, but you know, a bit of thought like this, right, it meant a lot. Just a disclaimer, this case is actually not sponsored by this company. I'm just doing this as my own vlog, and the reason for me to get this case, right, in fact, a group of friends, or should I say my friends, we have actually a lot of old computer parts, so we decided to actually piece up one computer itself and to donate to charity and to give to someone who actually need a computer. Okay, having to say this, right, there are some flaws on this casing itself if you're interested to get. Now, for those of you who actually wanted to get this, right, I will share the link at my description below, alright, so you can actually check on the description. Now, do take note on the side panels itself, the one that doesn't see through. Now, this does protrude out, or should I say up, about 1 millimeter. So it's not a refined kind of case, since it's actually a cheap case. But overall, I should say that this is a very functionable and a very good deal, or should I say a good steal. So if you guys are interested, you can actually purchase this. And I have to mention, this is actually meant for only Singaporeans and Malaysians. So if you're in Singapore, right, you can actually purchase this at Shopee, then have them shipped to you. It takes about 7 days. So okay, I will be modding on this case itself, putting some lightings or maybe some modification on the legs itself. So once I've done that, right, I will just show it to you guys. So at the meantime, take good care. Thanks for watching. See ya.